I feel like space is so important for how we pull and drag at defining ourselves. I feel like we use where we are, what's going on around us, and how we see places as a way to piece together our identities. If those places and things around us aren't providing something of culture, of what appeals to us as individuals, it can get real easy to recognise who or where we are. And I think that's why some people travel. I think some seek a momentary sense of belonging, looking for an essence or something only because they feel rooted back home and they just want to fill in the gaps here and there. But for others, maybe whose parents have brought them up at home within another culture from where they're living, or who have a mixed heritage like myself, it can be difficult to know how to root ourselves. Maybe because we're torn about whether our culture defines us, and then there's the task of picking which one does the trick. I feel like a lot of people are confused the moment they step outside of their cultural home or community, where it's incredibly diverse, and all of a sudden they can't seem to find a commonality with everything and everyone around them. All of a sudden they have to adjust to being part of such diversity and search for ways to form bonds with people. And I feel like some find it difficult to share ways of bonding that are inextricably linked to some part of their culture, their identity back home, wherever that is. But I also think there's this liminal space where people can build up ways to connect with others without using their label or their culture as a medium for connection. There's nothing wrong with connecting that way. It's a beautiful thing about our world, but I think for me, I'd much rather try to form bonds with people by sharing something that every human being can recognise and find everywhere in the world, and not accidentally use both parts of my heritage to restrict who I connect with and how I build my identity. The liminal space is blurry and it's vast and it's full of the unknown, and I feel like a lot of people are there unknowingly. We just need to make it safe for us to be there and get comfortable so that we lose less people to the homeland and instead find home in the people.